Hey, I'm Mark from No Gripes DIY. Today I'm going to give you 5 great gift ideas for that special do-it-yourselfer on your list. Now I'm assuming that the person you're buying for already has the basics with screwdrivers and wrenches and drills, so we're going to go outside the box a little bit, and I've selected 5 tools that I use regularly, but I'm often surprised to find that people don't have in their possession. Each of these items will be linked down below, and I'm going to give you some range and prices so you have some options there, and each one's only going to really run you between $15 and $50, alright? Let's go ahead and get started with the first great gift idea. Alright, first up is a digital multimeter. Now, in my opinion, a digital multimeter is an essential tool for anybody who works with electricity at all. And I'm talking around the home, automobiles, recreational vehicles such as ATVs, boats, and jet skis, anybody who works with electronics, anybody who works with appliances, troubleshooting and repair, you need a multimeter. Now, this Greenlee multimeter is about 15 years old, but it can still be purchased today. This one would run a little bit more than $50. With that said, my son purchased one on Amazon for about $35, and it has more features than this old Greenlee does. For example, his is auto ranging, mine is not. Mine has a temperature probe, which I rarely use. His does not. So I guess there's one feature that mine has, his doesn't. This clamp style multimeter has probes, so you can also determine voltage with it, but you can determine current just simply by clamping it around a wire, okay, which is awfully handy if you need to determine current being pulled through a wire and you can't really find a place to test with your probes, okay? So a digital multimeter, in my opinion, is an essential tool for anybody who's doing DIY type repairs or projects that deals with electricity. All right, let's move on to the next one. Alright, next up is this wireless endoscope. Now, this again is a tool that you have a lot of options for in terms of price point. This one costs about $40 and it has wireless functionality, but if you don't care about the wireless functionality, essentially you would use a USB cable to connect it to your phone or tablet, you can get one for about half this. And I'm going to link to this product as well as other options down below. This is a visual inspection tool. It's got a small camera on the end of this lead along with these LED lights, and you can feed it into virtually anywhere to inspect to see what's going on. You can see here that I'm using it behind my shower stall to visually inspect the pipes to ensure that there are no leaks. I've used it in walls to verify that there are no wires before I've drilled into it. This is one of those tools that I didn't really know I needed until I had one, and since then I've used it a bunch of times, and anyone would be stoked to receive this as a gift if they don't already have one. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Alright, up next is this high-speed rotary power tool. A lot of people will call this a Dremel tool. Essentially, this is a high-speed tool that utilizes different bits and is extremely versatile. People who do arts and crafts, people who do woodworking, people who work around the house, people who do mechanic work, you name it, almost anybody's going to find a use for a tool like this, okay? Now, my original one was a single-speed Craftsman. I believe it was made by Dremel back in the day, and eventually I moved on to one that I thought I needed variable speed, and I also wanted the flexible attachment, which gives you a little bit more versatility so you can do fine detail work, okay? You can pick one of these up for about $25 on up, okay? There's a million and one uses for it, and I believe anyone's going to be pumped to get this as a gift if they don't already have one, all right? Let's move on to the next one. Alright, up next we have an Automotive OBD2 code scanner. Now, full disclosure, both of these models would cost more than $50. But for many, many years, I used an extremely basic, inexpensive model and it worked just fine. What a code scanner does is when your vehicle has a problem, a code is stored in its computer. These code scanners will pull those codes, they provide a brief description of the problem, and they also allow you to clear the codes, thus shutting off the check engine lights. Now, that's the basic functionality of a code scanner, and you can pick one up for, like I say, about $25 and up. Now, this one here has additional functionality. It doubles as a multi-tester. You can see it's running off a battery. I don't have it plugged in at all, so that's why it costs a little bit more. This one will also pull ABS codes as well as transmission codes, and that's why this one would cost a little bit more. I'm going to link to these as well as some other options down below, but in terms of a basic code scanner for someone who just simply wants to find out what's going on when a check engine light comes on, you can get an extremely inexpensive one and it'll work just fine. Alright, let's move on to the last one. Alright, last up is the mighty torque wrench, and this is an essential tool for anyone who works with mechanics. It ensures that mechanical fasteners are being tightened down to the correct torque specification. You do have some options in terms of style and price. This is a 3/8" twin beam torque wrench. It uses this indicator to tell you when you've reached the correct torque spec. This one goes up to 75 foot-pounds. Oftentimes when people are talking about a torque wrench, they're talking about this type of torque wrench. You dial the handle into the correct torque specification, and when it hits that torque on the fastener head here, it'll click and the handle kind of releases. So you actually don't have to be looking at an indicator to know that you've hit your torque spec. These are a little bit more expensive, but not too awfully bad. Now here's the thing about torque wrenches. You know, these all go to varying foot-pounds of torque. This one goes to 75, 80, 150, and 250. Now, really what you want to do is gauge the torque wrench for what someone is working on. If someone's working on motorcycles and ATVs, something like this 3/8 inch torque wrench that goes up to 80 foot-pounds will probably be fine. Something like this is something you'd use on a vehicle. And if you're working on trucks and things like that, you might need something that goes up to 250 foot-pounds. This one here goes for about $60. You can get the Tecton brand half-inch that goes up to 150 foot-pounds, which this is a really nice brand. It's a lot smoother, and that would only be about $40, okay? Hey, thanks for watching. Give me that thumbs up. Hopefully you found this video helpful, and it'll give you some ideas when you're buying for those do-it-yourselfers on the list. And if you want to see more of this type of stuff, hit that subscribe button down below. I appreciate that, and happy holidays to everyone. Take care and have fun.